All right. My daily review starts with ES or the S&P. Today was a rocky day. It was pretty rocky. It was a very interesting day. And we see ES on the daily. We came down at the beginning of the day and we filled this gap. And right after we filled that gap, we just popped up. We just hopped up hard and fast. But we got to the 20 EMA on the daily, and then we just started heading down. Okay, so the question is, was that just a lot of people had buy orders here because everybody had been looking at that gap? So that's why we went up so fast. And also a lot of people who maybe shorted it to there got out. So I don't know, but that the way it jumped up was crazy. We fell right back down to it. Right now, I don't know if we're gonna go under here. There was a lot of consolidation here. I don't know if we're gonna just stay in here again or fall beneath it. It's as far as I'm concerned, but we definitely don't look bullish yet. We don't have the 5 cross above the 20. So that to me, that's not bullish. So right now, I'm not seeing anything bullish. We got back under the 50 RSI. So if anything, I'm leaning more bearish than bullish, but who knows? All right, and go to the hour chart. All right, I took an ES trade. It was a revenge trade, really is what it was, but I did take one. Okay, on the hour, we were bearish. We started the day off bearish. We got we were above the 5 EMA, and we closed below it, but this was like at 4 o'clock in the morning. We came back to the 5 EMA, and then we just fell down. And this was the 8 o'clock candle. Look at the huge wick. We fell all the way down to the bottom of that gap. I had put a line there to be the bottom of the gap. We got to the bottom of the gap, and we just began to head up. But if I look at my hour chart, I was not supposed to take a long. If I was trading an A setup, I was only supposed to look for shorts. So I did take a long, and I did take a long because when I saw we had broken this level, which was resistance, and we had also gotten above the 20 EMA on the hour. At that point, had kind of a feeling that we would maybe get up to the 50 EMA on the hour. That didn't happen, of course. We didn't get that far up. But like I said, if I was trading a setup, I would not have taken a long because the 5 had not crossed above the 20. What I was supposed to wait for if I'm trading the hour is when I saw this big red candle that closed below the 5 EMA. When that closed below the 5 EMA, and I needed to see a retracement back up and then a fall back down. And I could have got in somewhere at the 5 EMA, maybe take the 5 EMA to the 200 or something. Would have been a good trade if I were just trading the hour. Then again, we got above the 5 EMA, fell down. We got above the 5 EMA again. And we fell down, and it was just rocky. Then we came way back up here, which was back to this resistance level, and we started heading back down again. All right. Okay, we opened. Only supposed to be looking for shorts. I didn't play pre-market, but if I were playing pre-market, this would have been a pretty decent setup. We had closures. We were under the 50, under the 200. We had closures under the 5, under the 5 EMA with this red candle. And then we came back up and could have got in short. And that went all the way down to the bottom of that gap. And then we just went up. All gas, no brakes, until we got to the 200-day moving average on the 5-minute. And then we started stalling a bit. And then we went right back up. Got above that resistance level that has kind of been resistance for a little bit, at least in off hours. We got above that. We kind of formed a double top, and we just went down. We closed under the 50. We closed under the 200. We had we pulled back up, but we didn't cross. And if I were taking a good short on the 5 minute, if let's just say I was trading the hour like I should have been doing, it got up once. This was I remember the confirmation close under the 5 minute. I'm sorry, under the 5 EMA right here. And this was the pull up. And then once I'm looking for a short setup, we had a big red candle close under the 5 EMA. We had a pull up and could have got back in at the 5 EMA and took that down. And that would have been a great trade. But it's kind of complicated day to trade, but it would have been an easier day to trade. You would have missed this big push up, but it would have been an actual easier day to trade if you just looked at the higher time frame. The higher time frame was not saying that we turned bullish yet. It was just saying it was just a pull up, a little excessive right here. And like I said, it could have very well been because we hit the bottom of this gap that so many people were thinking we were going to feel. And there were so many buy orders right here that we just pushed the market way up. Okay, now on ES, I did take, it was a revenge trade because I lost on a crude trade. But the trade that I did take was, let's see. Yeah, was here. We got over the 200. We didn't close, but I put a line there saying again, this is a B setup. This was not a good setup. I did not agree with the hour, but we had a candle get above the 200, and I had put a line there, and I was like, if we can get a close over the 200 and then get a pullback, come back to it, I'll get in. And we did that. We had this candle here closed above this level. We pulled back to below the 5 EMA. I could have got in right here at the 5 EMA, but I just wanted a quick scalp really because I just wanted my money back. I had just lost 120 and I wanted my money back. So I got in here. I really didn't plan out when I was leaving. All I said is I just want my money back. So I just took 3 points and got $150, and I was up $30 after this trade, which I could have gotten 3 times as much. But anyway, that was ES. But so this was the big trade. This would have followed the 1 hour chart. This was a slight pullback to the 5 EMA on the hour, and could have got in here and took a scalp down, and then we went bullish, which not supposed to take. And we went back bearish right here. This is the confirmation, but this is almost close. So yeah, today was kind of weird. Up and down. Gave us a really good feeling that we would be going up, and then we kind of calmed down. So I mean, who knows what'll happen? All right, NQ. I made a trade off NQ. And we did the same thing with NQ. On the daily, we had that close above the 200, but we've been going down since. And we closed again under the 5 on NASDAQ. Did we close under the 5 on? Yeah, we closed under the 5 EMA on ES2. Like I said yesterday, my strategy would have, there's no such thing as 100% strategy working. But because we made a lower low than this candle and we closed under the 5 EMA, if I were a swing trader, more of a swing trader, which I'm going to try to learn how to do that, I would have gone short. Even if I had gotten out today, I'd have made some kind of money. But anyway, that's NQ. We got to that gap, we jumped back up, and then we came back down. Let's see on the hour. Okay, yeah, the hour we were always bearish. We never turned bullish. I did take a long, though. Again, because we got to this point and we got above the 20 EMA and we got above this resistance level. But yeah, NQ actually looks, problem I'm having with NQ is that we're closing below the 200, but we still haven't gotten over the bottom of that, under the bottom of that gap. So right now, I wouldn't think too much about it. But anyway, again, it's the same thing with ES. We had to close under the 5 EMA, look for a pull up, which we did get on the 5 minute, and then look for a bearish setup, which we got, and we came down. And then we got back up again, came down, got back up again, came down. Looking at the 5 minute. All right. So yeah, we started the day off bearish. You had closures under the 5, so that could have been taken short. But this was all pre-market. So then we came back up. We kept going up until, again, like ES, until we got to like the 200-day moving average on the 5 minute, and we kind of stuttered a little bit, and then we came right back up. It's just like ES. For the hour, this would be the pullback after we close. This would have been the close under the 5 EMA. This was the pull up, and you've been waiting for this. When the 5 EMA crossed under the 4 EMA, under the 20 EMA, and closed, and just kind of get in somewhere in the 5 EMA. There's a lot going on right here. You got so many EMAs. But if you got in here, put a good stop here, that would have been a great trade. And then we got above the 5 EMA, went down, above the 5 EMA, went down. So it's just like ES. Okay, the trade I took on NQ, I was going to be done with, but I saw this. We had gotten above this resistance level here with this line. And I saw that, and I was like, okay, if we can pull back to this line and the 5 EMA, which 5 EMA was there, I'll get in for a quick scalp up here. And so that's what I did. We got up, closed above it. We came back down here, which is pretty much where the 5 EMA was. And then I just took a scalp long to here, back up to the high. So I made a little something with that. I made 250 with that. All right, let's see gold. Gold made all-time highs again. As I said the other day, that even though we were stuttering and ranging, it wouldn't surprise me if we popped up and got to all-time highs, which we did. We ranged for like 3 days, and then today we made all-time highs. Let's see. I didn't watch gold too much today. All right. So some of this was the futures contracts were turnover or something. So sometimes we get this huge gap turnover when the contracts have to be renewed. But anyway, so we're bullish. We're absolutely bullish. The 5's over the 20. We had to close under the 5 EMA. There's 2 options. You can get in right at the 5 EMA or at the top of this candle just to make sure we're going to go higher. Or after, just wait for this close and then just wait for the retracement back to it and then go higher. So there are a lot of different ways. Some people are more aggressive. Some people are more conservative. I don't really trade the hour, but I like looking at it. And one day I am wishing that I will have the patience to take these types of trades. But yeah, that was one trade, and this was another trade on the hour. All right, so this was the dip at the open. This setup, this could have been taken. This one could have been taken right here. This could have got in here and went short and tried to get to the 200. It would have been a B setup, of course. So you won't have as much momentum on that side. But when we went up, we went up. There was only time you could have, that was an entry was at the 50. It kind of came back to the 5 right here, which met with the 50. So it kind of went sideways a little bit until it caught up with the 5 EMA, and it was at the 50 EMA and could have taken that long. And let's see. If you got in here, if we got in here and see, that's 89 and took it all the way up to this level. Or even if you took it here, because don't know where to get out. That would have been 500 bucks, over 500 bucks. But anyway, so this was another trade. Once we crossed down and we crossed back up, but the market was closing, so that the volume is just dried out. But you know, if you have patience, you could have gotten in, got maybe $200-300 off that. All right, now crude, I did a terrible job. My first trade of the day, I was just very careless, and I look back at the trade and I don't even know what I was thinking, but I lost. Actually, on the daily, I saw this today. We had the pullback that I would have been looking for earlier, but we came back down to the 5 EMA. And this, I don't know if it's going to happen. This would have been either, if you could have got in here waiting for the 5-minute reversal pattern and got up to this high, the previous high, or tried to take it to the 50-day moving average. But let's see. All right, so let's see. I just took a terrible trade. I woke up and I realized we were bearish, but this is the 7 o'clock candle. And I don't know how I overlooked that. This green candle here, we closed above the 20, which is not good. It means that there's a possibility we can go higher. But for some reason, I decided I wanted to go short, just based on the fact that the 5 was under the 20. Not even considering the fact that the 50 EMA was right here. We closed below the 50 EMA, but then we had this nice green candle close above it. So that is a bullish indication. And I don't know what I was thinking. I took a short. Let's see. Where did I take this short? Okay, yeah. This is where I took the short. Okay, I saw that we got above the 200 pre-market, and then we fell hard. So I'm thinking this level could possibly be a supply zone since we fell so hard off of that level. So once we got here and we wicked off of the 200 and came down, I'm thinking, okay, I want to go short. I want to go get short somewhere in here and take it to at least around here. So the mistake I made is that, yeah, the 5-minute was bearish. Even if I'm taking a B setup off the 5-minute, the 5-minute was bearish. What I should have waited for was for a closure under the 5 EMA, which is what I normally do. I don't know why I didn't do this today. We came below the 5 EMA, but we wicked up, which is extremely bullish. We got back up there, and I got in here. I got in somewhere around the 5 EMA. I probably had my stop somewhere above this candle. No, actually, I had my stop at the 200. So I got in a little bit higher, somewhere maybe around the 50. It doesn't matter. The 50 EMA. I lost. And obviously, we went up. We did not go back down. So I lost that trade. And I lost 120 bucks. Let's see. All right, only at this point, the hour was bullish, so I only should have been looking for bullish setups. It was kind of choppy, though. It was kind of hard right now, because if I got in here with this, I got stopped out because we went back down to the 200. This may have worked out. If I was looking for a scalp, this one worked out if I was looking for a scalp. But yeah, I just took a bad trade. Wasn't good. All right, so that was it. So that's my $120 loss. I was shooting for 200 on crude. And I had my stop and I lost 120 off that. Yes, that was that scalp I took just to get that money back. And then I got this from Scalp NQ when I saw the setup. So that's my week. I didn't do too bad this week. I got things to do tomorrow, so I won't be watching that much. I won't do a review. And Sunday I'll probably do a weekly review. Otherwise, next week, see what the market does for next week.